What's up, guys? Looking to build more power and drive in your dog for competition? Welcome to the post. Showed you a little bit of the obedience on the post. The beauty of doing the obedience on the post is we get a chance to work the dog in drive and really work on capping those drives. As you saw in the post, we did a frontal with the dog where he came in really animated, like sharp, very tight, and then from there we mark the behavior, jump out, grab our tug, load him up, feed it to him, and get into a little bit of tug of war with the dog. And because he's on the back tie, it really helps to inflate the drive. And so again, one of the reasons why I like working the dog on the post is because we get a chance to work the dog up here at a level 10 as opposed to a level 5 or 6. We also showed you how we could work the finish on the post. And the same thing, where the dog came into position very quickly, really animated like, we marked the behavior, jumped out, grabbed our tug, loaded him up, boom, and rewarded him with a game of tug of war on the post. First time on the pillow, because we did it on the post, no issues. Treated it like the rag and the sausage tub. Wait. Because we're doing it on the post, helps to keep the drive nice and high, which means less concern when we introduce new pieces of equipment. see how we can cultivate the prey drive at a very young age with the puppy on the post. That was a 5-month-old puppy, and we started out with the rag and really teasing him, moving it laterally side to side, working him in his prey drive, and then feeding it to the puppy, at which time now we teach him to grab it quickly, fairly strong, and we also teach him to fight. And with that puppy, he did a little bit of this in the way of the head side to side, and a lot of this in the way of pulling back, which is the favorite of mine. And he looked very strong with the work, and he was very calm, even as I approached and went into a cradle and allowed the puppy to unload. So when we say unload, all his frustration, energy, and drive, teaching him to stay clear on the tug. With that said, we eventually graduated to the sausage tug with that same puppy. And keep in mind, anytime we introduce another piece of equipment, especially something that's a little bit bigger than what he's used to working with, some dogs become a little concerned. However, working them on the post, because we're working at a level 10, keeping the drive really inflated, you'll find that those inhibitions, non-existent. Simply because now the drive is so high, he only really cares about chasing, grabbing, and fighting. And this is one of the reasons why we like to introduce new pieces of equipment on the post. From the sausage tug, we graduated to the bite pillow. And again, the bite pillow is like one step just before the actual sleeve. The same configuration in the way of the shape of the pillow itself is very similar to that of the sleeve. And once again, the puppy showed no concerns, no hesitation, went in, did what he had to do, fought, and he allowed me to cradle him calmly and unloaded beautifully into the actual pillow itself. So that's one of the advantages to working a young dog on the post is, again, you're working him at a level 10 as opposed to, let's say, 5 or 6. For the dumbbell retrieve, that method that I was showing you is a method that some trainers will use in the way of teaching the retrieve, engaging the dog's prey drive, but also his play drive. So as you saw with the dowel, we had the triggers on either end with the eye bolts attached to a rope with a floating ring in the middle, which was attached to my leash. At that point in time, we gave the dog the retrieve command. He grabbed it. Once he grabbed it, we put some pressure on the line, pulling him out and getting the dog to reciprocate by pulling back, and smoothly and calmly. What it teaches the dog is once he grabs it to bite down very hard and to take ownership of the actual dowel. And he did it wonderfully. And again, I was able to come in and cradle the dog calmly and teach him to stay clear. And then once again, boom, we break into the play again, exploiting the dog's play drive. So really and truly, we're teaching the dog the retrieve via his play drive and his prey drive. Okay, here we have our post that we use here at Gemini K9. It's a very heavy post made out of cast iron. I've had this for years and worked many dogs on this post for various applications. It's got, as you see, many different lines on it. The one I tend to use the most is my leather utility line. It's a hard tie out, and it's great for doing all my post work, drive building exercises, even my retrieval exercises, obedience as well. This tends to be my favorite all-in-one line. Again, a hard tie out. We also have over here a bungee tie out, as you can see here. The line actually flexes on the post. The bungee has been used since time for developing a nice, firm, solid bite. So if we have a dog that tends to chatter or chew, the bungee helps to discourage that. How that works is once we deliver the bite, we usually pull the dog out. Now if that dog doesn't hold on to that tug or pillow or sleeve firmly, what will happen is he'll lose it and it brings him right back. At which time we re-stimulate, feed him another bite, and work it all over again. So the bungee is great for stopping chewing or piano biting, as we call it. Over here, down at the bottom, you guys can see this, we've got my short cable tie-out, 2-foot cable tie-out. This is great, especially for grooming purposes. So I have a dog that doesn't take well to grooming. I can attach him to his harness or his flat collar, and it pretty much gives me the advantage because he can't move anywhere. This is as much as he can move. And then from there, I can go in comfortably, do brushing, cutting of the nails, brushing of the teeth, whatever it is I need to do in the way of grooming. We also use this for the dumbbell retrieval initially, when we need that ultimate control over the dog when I'm teaching them how to grip the dowel or the dumbbell. And again, this is a 2-foot tie out on my post. And if you notice here on the post, it's got 3 levels. So this is level 1. See this nice little ring coming off the post. And then over here, we've got level 2 and then level 3. So the higher up the line is on the post, the more difficulty or challenge it is for the dog in the way of work. And so normally when we start, we're usually here, depending on the dog. Like that puppy you saw, we had it on level 3 and was an issue for that pup. But like I said, the higher up you go, the more resistance the dog has to work against. And again, this is a nice cast iron post cemented into the floor here at our school. And we use it practically for everything, especially in the initial stages of training. However, at home, you could do, let's say if you go to the park, find yourself a nice tree or a fence post, and you can work your dog there, somewhere in private where you're not going to be disturbed or the dog won't get distracted. So anything that is very sturdy can be a post. And like I said, for those that are involved in any type of protection dog sport or any sport, dog sports for that matter, post work will give you the advantage in a way of being able to work the dog up here at a level 10 and to keep control over your entire session before you start to work the dog freely on the floor. Okay, so that wraps it up for today. You got a chance to see what we do in the way of post work and the various applications, everything from obedience to prey drive development, working on things like the retrieval exercise, many different things you can do on the post. If you're looking to further yourself in any one of the dog sports, you can always contact us at www.geminik9.com. Our email, is train@geminik9.com, or you can give us a phone call at 416-297-1077, and maybe we can help you out in regards to maybe tightening up some areas that may be a little weak for those that are involved in any of the dog sports. With that said, if you enjoyed the video that you saw today, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and please subscribe to our channel.